Yeah, the parable of the weeds and the wheat, like the parable of the sower last week, has at the end of the story an allegorical interpretation, which is something that was put in later by the early church. That's why I chose to ask Mother Martha to read just the parable as Christ himself probably spoke it. The parable itself was probably addressing a problem of the early community. As you know, the Gospels were written, 30, 40 years after Jesus rose. And this one seems to have been addressing the problem of judging. And what the parable is saying, that you can't look at a man or a person and judge them. That judgment is something that has to be left up to God. There was contention and strife and all kinds of jealousy within the early community when the Gentiles were starting to come in, where they had to follow Jewish law or what was going on, and people were making judgments and saying we are better than them. And it sounds like something familiar in our own times, where jealousy and all kinds of things happen. But Jesus' preaching was not about judging. It was about serving one another. It was about relationships. It was about love. What someone looks like is irrelevant. Later on, he mentioned in the passage the idea of the mustard seed and the yeast. The mustard seed is so small, but it grows into one of the largest trees that there is. And yeast will take a small amount of flour and make it expand. Who are we to judge what a person, a thing can do for the community? We are one that should be open-minded and ready to accept people's service, to accept their love, to accept everybody as servants of God, as ones eligible to receive peace, to have food for their family, to grow as we ourselves grow. So that is the lesson of the parable of the weeds and the wheat, and that is to not judge, to know that at the end of time, when everything has grown to fruition, God himself is the one who separates what is good and what is bad. It is God himself who judges. It is ours only to love, embrace, and love God and love everyone else that we come in contact with.